Okay. Hello and welcome everybody to the last race of round one for the PK Scramble Tournament 2024. Welcome, runners, chat. I am Coolball, your commentator. Today we have racers Staticpulse and unown47. Both great opponents. Thank you, Temple, for streaming. PK Scramble creator J Tomar in the chat. 07 J Tomar. And I think shortly we will have a countdown here to get this race started. All right. So PK Scramble, what is it? Why is Own It pink? It's an Earthbound randomizer. All the key items are shuffled around. You can do other funny things. Like we learned teleport right off the bat. Instead of Buzz giving us a sound stone, he gives us a teleport. And then today, our PSI assist abilities, so like Magnet and Shield, we come knowing all of them and all of even their max skill level just right off the bat. So yeah, nice sync with this. Ooh, Static doing a little roundabout on Liar there. You do not have to talk to Liar Exaggerate. Or Liar X Age Rate. As I used to say playing this game, I was like, why is his name Lear? Lear X Age Rate? What? Took me a while. Yeah, we're in butterfly heck over here. There's lots of Okay, so that teleport was to Tucson from Liar. So we can go there. And we got a Tentacrout. Let's see, what was, and you know what? I was talking during Buzz's teleport, so I missed that one. So we got Scaraba, we got Tentacrout, and we got Tucson. So nothing is really too laid out at this point. We're gonna do a couple other, Static's going to check the library, see what he can snag off the shelf there. Hieroglyph. All signs point towards Scaraba. Ooh, Nerve Ray inside that locker. So Nerve Ray is basically like a free, it's like a paralysis gun. Like you can use paralysis over and over again. It's a Jeff item. And when you have PSI extended, your Jeff items will be scrambled. So let's see. Okay, looks like that Yes Man Jr. wasn't hitting too hard. Static opted for the arcade. Unknown, already we're seeing divergence. He's checking out the pyramid here. Little Ram Raisin. Frank has built an alien, yes. Oh no. Oh, Static making a good move there with that life up. Whew. Made it through. Department store spook, not too bad, except actually, no. What am I talking about? Department store spook is scary because of the, fire and freeze, especially at a low level. Those always hurt pretty bad. Rainstone from Tracy's room. What? So let's see. Unknown making his way through the pyramid. Static's gonna probably go up and grab these exit mice, which are always good to have on hand. The reverse Tucson way of entering Southern Onet. Hey, Mad Cat. Welcome. Okay, so yeah, Static's going back, and we can probably guess that he's gonna see Apple Kid. So Evil Manny Manny is our our pyramid villain. Oh man. Okay, good. Got through. So hopefully Unknown makes it out of this pyramid without getting too many more encounters, because there's not too many. I don't think he has too many heal items on him, so that's always a risk that you run. And then Static got the wad of bills from Apple Kid. Yeah. What's up with that, Apple Kid? You ask for $200 and then you invent a wad of bills. Make it make sense. New invention, money. Yeah, a money eraser. Apple Kid is the money eraser. Ooh, nice. Insta win on Unknown side in the pyramid. What do we got up here? Key to the cabin. Leslie's gonna call the police on Apple. Please don't do that. We love Threed in PK Scramble because you always go up to the hotel, sketchy woman's outside, and then it will zap you to the graveyard where you can get your friend, one of your friends. So it could be any of the main four or the other three kids, or a teddy bear, or Flying Man, affectionately known as Burb. Oh, nice. That's convenient. So we got the Happy Village from the pyramid. We got the key to the cabin. We're kind of on a roll in Happy Village. And I always like getting that that place because it's a, I guess it's a quote unquote free sink. You don't have to have any item like the carrot key to open that up. And Static's got Paula. So quite a bit of difference in the way that both of them are handling the options here. Unown's got Pooh and Ness, and then I didn't see if Static checked Paula's level. I wonder. We'll see here how much damage she does to Department Store Spook. Maybe he can. I think Spook's nice psychic shield, very smart. Good. That was not bad at all. Now that he's got Paula on board. And then I'm guessing that Pooh had the Franklin badge because we're headed to the boss in the cultist house. It did just route itself, didn't it? It was like, here's the cabin key, here's the happy, and here is the Franklin badge. But oh good. Yeah, I saw the I didn't see the mouse for a second, the rat. I just saw like the statue and I thought it was Nessa's nightmare, so that's good. Yeah, that's always the gamble, right? You get out of pyramid and you're like, do I dungeon man? Don't I dungeon man? To dungeon man or not to dungeon man? Big question. Especially in a tourney situation where like the stakes are a little bit higher. One reason to avoid Scarabus. So yeah, there's the okay, meteorite piece, nice. We're gonna need that for our Gyga seeds and decent stuff from Berglund Park guy. For Static, it would be hard not to do Dungeon Man. Oh, because the Hawkeye was on Mayor. Yep. Oh, yeah. You know, these are the chances we take, I guess, in this game. So, yeah, we shall see. Oh, a battery? What does a battery do as an item? Tolmar, if you're there, what does a battery do? I don't think I know that one. Oh, thank you, Girk. Okay, so battery item is like thunder. Nice. Bottle rocket slot thunder, nice. Okay, we just got a hint for zombie paper. Looks like it's gonna be in Boogie Tent, which we can do if we get Jeff. Oh man, I love the ice balloons. So freeze is the best. Static kind of cruising through the pyramid here. Kind of. Oh, pyramid enemies. Ooh, the rare use of a luck capsule. $877 cash nom. Okay. Peanut cheese bar in Dungeon Man, so these enemies should be pretty low level, which makes sense because pyramid was seemed to be the first in logic, and then it did want you to, even though it tempted us with the happy teleport, it looks like it wanted you to go right to Dungeon Man, and then Deep Darkness from there. So. Get a croissant, throw it on the ground. Static's wasting food left and right. There are starving children in Scaraba. Submarine ride on your left. Bus ride on your right. Okay, so Deep Darkness, we get another kid. I'm gonna guess it's Jeff. If you have a guess in the chat, speak now. Oh. Going to pick up the kid from Happy, probably just to have some extra firepower in case the Deep Darkness people just... Wait a sec, does Static have the Franklin badge? Oh no, he's just looting the cultist house. Because the cultist house is not often required, I want to say. You know, I feel like it's probably less than 50% of the time. So, sometimes those items are just super, super high tier, so you can, yeah, dip it. Okay, both getting their third kit at pretty much the same time. So unown powered or static powered through like a couple early enemies that were a little bit strong, but makes these enemies definitely look a little bit easier. Because he's a little more beefy than unown was. And cultist house gave us police badge. Meh. Oh, hey, Step. Welcome. Enemies already running from stat. Well, the mole was, I guess. Oh. See, that always like confuses me when it happens. It's like one mole will be running away from you, and then like you turn the corner and like the next ones are like aggro. I don't know why that is. I guess nobody has or Static must not have a great feeling about Deep Dark to kind of put it off a little bit. Hey, Chargles. Yeah, it's cool. Cool on comms, and Static is a little ahead. So Static took a chance, got his way through the arcade first, which gave the Hawkeye. Right off the bat, we had Scaraba and the hieroglyph copy. So unown just went that more direct route. Static ended up getting the Hawkeye. So in the pyramid, we got the key to the cabin, and then we got the happy teleport after. So after unown finished the pyramid, he just like went straight to happy. But it does appear now like you will need to go to deep darkness via Dungeon Man. So at least that's what we're thinking. So I mean, yeah, we're all winning. Whoops. Participation trophies all around. Both have Lilliput. Static just finished that, and I'm guessing he's gonna go to Deep Darkness now. There. Oh my gosh. And then Unown's he's in Giant Step, apparently. I missed that, where Key of the Shack was from. Yes, Boogie Tent has the zombie paper, we know. Nest Rocker! What's up, dude? Thank you for your adorable emotes. Copper bracelet. So that's not really that high level. So I bet you this enemy here won't be too bad. And then again, my prediction, it will be Jeffrey, who's gonna be the kid. Oh man! Oh, is that two? Okay. No, it looked like two pile of pukes on top of one each other. Yep. It's Jeffrey. I love when Electrospectre kills his own shield. It's the greatest part about him, really. Yeah, I am solo on comms. Feel free to stop on by if you want. We're just hanging out. Jorf, what you got, Jorf? Oh, he's got the pencil eraser, which, who cares, I guess, because we already have happy access. Hopefully that is not meaning that we have a you know what. Oh, if Jeff had Shyness book, yeah, that would be amazing, but I feel like there's only like one freebie per seed. And that freebie, this seed was like, actually, you know what? This is kind of a freebie seed. It's so much more straightforward. If anybody watched the last night's seed, it was insane and like it was very unclear where to go. But this seed, it was like hieroglyph copy and Scaraba right off the bat. And then it was like, here's the key of the cabin and happy as your second step. It was very linear. Yeah, last night's was cool. You guys should go watch it. It was long. It was like hour and 15 minutes at Sarah's pace. Yeah, come on in, Nest Rocker. If you're free. Hello?
Hello, Cue Ball.
Hey, welcome. Welcome, old pal. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And yourself?
Yeah, doing great. Doing great. This is the last round for week 1. Shall I fill you in on the flags? Or are you pretty...
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, so round 1 of the tournament, this is the last race, and the flags are PSI assist, and I forget what it's... Okay, I'm forgetting the wording, but basically all of your assist PSI, you come with all of them, alpha through omega. So Paula will come with all of her shields. You will come with all of the hypnosis. Um, stuff like that. Magnet, you'll come with Alpha and Omega right off the bat from level 0. So that's kind of cool. I think probably the coolest aspect of that would be the shields, because so often you're just like waiting for Paula to get that, shield Sigma. But she just comes right with it, off the bat. So I think we've
Yeah,
kind of seen use that. So yeah.
that's gonna come in handy with certain fights. Like, it's not necessarily a deal breaker in fights in which those monsters are gonna use non PSI attacks. So like your Franks, your Captain Strongs, it's not gonna matter too much, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Unless you had a super gnarly one and could use like a beta shield that would reflect damage, I guess. But um but yeah, for like your Starman Juniors, I think we saw one of the runners use it on Department Store Spook, who always has those really scary PSI attacks. And you just got it right off the bat. So it's like, it's nice.
It is nice to have it in their back pocket. But I see both runners are running around. Who do we think's in first place here? Who's got the logic down, do you think?
Static has the advantage right now. Unknown is, he had to go back to Scaraba, back through the pyramid, and because he had immediately left Scaraba upon exiting pyramid for the first time, when logic seems to have wanted us to go through Dungeon Man. So Unknown is making his second trip through he made his second trip through the pyramid, now is going through Dungeon Man, then we'll go to Deep Darkness. Static got the tip that the Hawkeye was at the mayor's office in Onett after defeating the arcade. Static chose to defeat Arcade early, which kind of showed him that, okay, yeah, we're probably going to Deep Darkness this seed. And so having that knowledge kind of informed his decisions,
Yeah, and that's a big risk, isn't it? To take that leap or not. And I feel like they have paid off by taking that risk. Unknown's doing it right now, taking that submarine down to Deep Darkness. It's a lot of time investment, but when it comes to like a PK Scramble sort of situation, it might pay off.
Yes, it might. It reminds me of the situation with Winters, right? It's like if you have access to Winters, you have a pack of bubble gum. It's like to Tessie or not to Tessie. Because personally, I always try to put off Pyramid and Winters like as much as I can, because if you do have to go double dip, then
Absolutely.
time loss.
I think it's even more similar to the Summers UFO, right? So you have access to Threed, you have the UFO engine, but do you really want to go there? What does it give you, right? And it is so interesting to find out, what's in those presents. Especially like in this situation, you're going through Dungeon Man. You're trying to see what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah, I always like, whenever there's Pyramid or Winters in a seed, I'm always like, oh gosh, like, do I have to do it now? Because double dipping is painful, and sometimes the logic just absolutely requires it. There's just nothing else you can do besides go and then go back, take 2 Tessie rides, take 2 pyramids. But it seems like it could be avoided here. But as McGurk pointed out in chat, Unknown did complete Giant Step, so he does have that over Static. Handily defeated the boss there. So
So what do you think about that sort of thing? I'm typically not a huge fan, and I have to give it up to Charging Charcoals for making me this way, of doing those sanctuaries as soon as you have access. I'm more of a fan of doing them once I have them all unlocked. Maybe those enemies run away from me. Maybe I have an easier time doing them. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And I think that's a strat that's commonly used by like our top runners. Um, so I try to use that and kind of only do a sank early if I just need some time to think. I kind of like just be like, okay, where am I going? And then just kind of autopilot through what I think is the easiest sank, you
Yeah,
know?
and that's something that is kind of like a Jay Tomar special. He's always said is like, if you don't know where to go, just do a sank, think about it. Take some time. You know what you're doing in a sank, obviously. You going in, you're beating the boss. Think about it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
think about your next move.
So static, maybe that's what he's doing now. Because interestingly, he just got the underworld teleport from the Starman and that he got through Saturn Valley's Cave to the Past. Um, yeah. So we did get Tenderkraut as one of our early items. So rather than just kind of go for that, I guess Static's maybe trying to get some levels or just kind of just check Onet completely off the list by headed to Giant Step now because this is the last thing we need to do here.
I'm seeing Guardian General on the unknown side here. Did you know he only has 4 toes?
He only has four. He only has four toes. No,
I'm sorry to
I do
burden you
now.
with this knowledge.
I
Yeah,
do now.
look at him. That 4-toed son of a gun.
I was just saying last night. I was like, Guardian kind of thick. He kind of thick. We have Guardian General appreciators around here. Okay.
Mick McGurk says in chat, he appears to only have 4 fingers too. We're only going for one revelation this commentary track, so I'd appreciate it if you'd save that for the next time.
Okay, I absolutely. I won't mention it again. You had to be there. I don't know. Somebody might have it's 4 toes per foot. We're talking, not
Yeah,
completely.
exactly. Yeah. Unknown, despite being a little bit behind, is absolutely cooking along the track here. Throwing down that zombie paper, going into the hotel to sleep for the night.
Throwing down the zombie paper. Throwing it down.
Throwing it down, throwing it down. Now, however, all 5 toes are represented over on Giant Step on Staticpulse's terms.
Oh, Nest Rocker bringing the feet into the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. On the record, we were not talking about feet before Nest Rocker got here.
It's true, you can blame me. I'm not a feet guy, but I just do notice
Oh, really?
things.
Okay. Okay. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's see. Static has Lilliput, Giant Step. I think that's it. Okay. Tenderkraut. What is it? What is the rock gonna give us? I'm gonna guess Shyness Book. Oh no,
um,
it's the teleport. What am I talking about?
I'm not
Winters.
sure at this one. It's Winters. Okay, good, good.
So
There's an interesting thing with Tenderground. So you and I know, like in the vanilla game, you need fly honey in order to get to Belch's base. But there is an NPC pathetic little slime or whatever it's called, and they want to see that tender crowd in order to get past. I don't know if it's gonna come up here.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's the other option for the winter's item. I mean, I would say it's most likely the shyness book or the fly honey. If it's something else, I'd be surprised, just because that would kind of throw a wrench in things, you know. If it were, say, like the vanilla pack of bubblegum, um, it would throw a wrench in things and kind of getting us to that fourth sink. So
Yeah, the slime asks for fly honey and vanilla, but I think it's tender crowd in the scramble. Am I right there, J.
oh
Tomar?
yeah, it is. Yeah, the slime asks for tender kraut. Yes, and we just gave it away. So oh dear.
Oh dear.
It could. So Nano says in chat, winters could be bubblegum, and then we could have to go through the whole rigmarole.
I'm gonna
And
go ahead and say that Winters is not in logic. The Winters bubblegum salesman is going to give you something that is like a red herring. That's usually my experience with that, but I could be wrong.
ooh, like what? Like what do you think it maybe could be?
It could be. Let's see. They have access to summers.
No.
Okay. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. See, I've been following along very well. I just kind of woke up from that.
You're good.
So what do they have access to?
So they have access to 3 banks right now. So I think that whether it was the bubblegum or something else, I feel like whatever it's going to be, it's going to directly lead to them accessing the fourth sink, pretty much. So they had Lilliput Step through the Happy Happy teleport. They had Giant Step through the Key to the Shack, and then
Key
they
shack or
had
cabin?
Shack
Okay.
for Onets. And then they had, once they got to Saturn Valley, they got the Underworld teleport from the Star Master, which gave them the Underworld, which is where Staticpulse is finishing up right now, exiting to the finish. And I bet you is going to head to Winters, if I had to guess.
Well, we're gonna
Should
find
she?
out right now if that bubblegum salesman is legit or is selling them a bunch of bunk, I suppose.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm so
I'm
excited.
patiently waiting. Yeah.
Shyness book. Okay, if you guess Shyness book,
I didn't
right.
guess anything. I didn't guess. So Shyness Book is gonna give them a PK check, and that's gonna give them a teleport, or it's gonna give them nothing if it is Pooh learning a new skill, right?
Oh yeah, which may be bomb or rocket. But it also gives you access to Blue Mine Hall, which would be our fourth thing.
What? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what Static is going for, because he is gearing up in that that kind of arms shop that you get once you fight whoever guards where Everdread's spot is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Looks like he just kind of got his like OK pendant and a nice bat.
That OK pendant is no joke. Like, it will carry you through games.
It's more than okay.
It actually is, yeah. Because it's like your first jar of fly honey. Jar of fly honey?
Ooh.
And
Well,
teleport to deeper darkness, which obviously you already had access to. So kind of a nothing burger there.
so 5 plus Magi or
Do they have access
4
to
Tigers.
Saturn Valley, I'm assuming?
Yes, they do. That is where, because they had the fly or the zombie paper from the boogie tent. So once each party got Jeff, they went and got the zombie paper and then made their way to Saturn Valley, which is what gave them the, and they already had the meteorite piece from Everdreezy. So
Okay, well, Leslie Pro 04 in chat says, yeah, that's the fifth Sank then. Which, do you want to talk about how Sanks work in this sort of format?
oh yeah, for sure. So PK Scramble, you do not have to go through all 8 sanctuaries to win the game. Once you get to 4 sanctuaries, you can fight Gygus as long as you have access to Saturn Valley and you have the meteorite piece, which leads you to that cave of the past, like teleport and you turn into a robot, etc. So you can do 4 sanctuaries plus Gygus. If you decide to do 5 sanctuaries, you can actually do Magicien or Magicant, which can be a little bit faster in some cases. And then you can also do 6 Sanks in very rare cases, like last night. And if you're like Sarah, who's a absolute legend, and yeah, she did 6 Sanks, and it was such a good race. So highly recommend going back and watching it. It was the most bonkers.
What? Hey,
Yeah,
everybody in
bonkers
chat,
as nothing.
go back and watch last night's race.
It was
It was so impressive. Thank you to all the comms and restreamers who did that race. It was insane. Yeah, I was watching with my mouth closed, so to speak.
with your mouth closed. Oh, what does that expression mean?
I wasn't commenting or typing or anything.
Oh, gotcha. Just observing
Just observing. I was a lurker in the
from the
background.
shadows.
We do love our lurkers. Thank you.
Shout out to the
everybody.
lurkers.
Yeah, shout out to them.
We love you guys. We don't know who you are.
We don't know who you are. We don't know what you do, but we love you.
Yep.
Static, trying to go for that green swirl with the invincibility frames. Doesn't quite get it, unfortunately. But, is, like, way ahead. What do you think about Static's, gameplay here?
I think it was the early. Sorry, I was just like totally hypnotized by that background with the fobbies. It was like
Yep.
and green. It was very cool. So Static, if you missed the beginning of the seed, I think I was saying earlier, he just chose to power through the arcade, and that was the decision that just sort of, boosted him ahead. And he seems to be holding a lead as Static or as Unknown's trying to. This is the boss for the Fire Springs, Starman Jr. And then yeah, Static is handily defeats the Mondo Mole. So that brings us to 4.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Unknown is probably taking a dive here. Only Pooh is left alive, furiously trying to life up. Holding on for dear life. It's over.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get some F's and chats for unknown, if we could. Of course, we're going by the rules, the standard rules in Scramble now, to where you revive with full life, you don't lose any money. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Easy deaths, so to speak. So yeah, your money does not get cut down by 50% when you die, which is very nice. And then when you die, you come back with all parties and full health, which is
Yeah.
also, it is such a gift. It is such a gift. Well put.
It's so good. Yeah, and I feel like it makes sense in this sort of format. And unknown revives in Winters. I didn't see when he went there, but I guess that was the last quote unquote teleport location that he did. And he got the Shyness book. So he's going in the same route Staticpulse did. Probably 30 minutes, 30 minutes before this happened. We'll see how this goes, but Staticpulse has a very beefy lead.
Yeah, he's getting some revive items right now at that Saturn Valley final shop. And it's looking like we're going to do a 4+ Gygus on Static Send. So come on, Owen. We're
Mick
rooting for you, man.
McGurkin. Yeah, absolutely. Mick McGurkin chat says 2 sync lead. Yeah. But you have to consider, like, even though someone hasn't done a sync, you can knock those out really quickly if you're ahead in levels, right? Enemies are going to run away from you. You're going to have, like, tricks and trades like repel sandwiches and things like that.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see how Unknown does. I think that the Fire Spring, I didn't catch the number on Lumine versus Fire Spring, but Fire Spring seemed a little worse. Also, Starman Jr. is just awful.
To be fair, you're not wrong. Staticpulse is on his way to Gygus. And let's
Robotomy's.
talk Robotomy has been heard. It's been happening. Let's talk about this for a while. Gygus
Yeah.
is no joke. How many prayers does it take?
How many prayers does it take to get to the? It takes 9. Lucky 9.
9 prayers and a prayer to not die in between, and pray that Paula is not being frozen, right? Because she
Oh
has to
yeah.
act every turn.
Ooh, Static doesn't have repels, and this last part is like, like just not a good time. The little bit of cave that's between here and Gygus's fallopian tubes or whatever you want to call them. That's kind of where the worst enemies are. At least it seems that way.
Yeah. And, anything could happen on Gygus. Like, we're watching this race. Unknown, obviously, is not in the same place as Staticpulse. But that could all change in an instant.
Yeah. I mean, Static could go. He could go for five sinks. You take a. Regardless, if you are in the lead and you have a really rough Gygus, and you can be on prayer 7, and if it doesn't go your way,
Or if
you're.
everyone dies. Hey, do you want to talk about, like, the big changes to PK Scramble, where it has the forfeit button, where you
Oh
can't
yeah.
run away?
Mm-hmm. So there's several bosses of all bosses. You don't have the runaway. option. I mean, the game will not let you run away from those fights. And a couple enemies too, like cultists and I don't know who else. Regular enemies you can't run away from. Um, Now we have a forfeit button because sometimes when you do turn jumble things up, like in Scramble, he'll be in a situation where like you're both paralyzed and there's just nothing you can do. You kind of soft locked the game. So forfeit will basically bring you to the death screen, and it's so handy to have if you get into a fight and you're just like, I'm way out of logic, this is not happening now, and you just forfeit, and saves you time rather than being stuck in a fight for like 12 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've done that in a couple of my plays because I'm of the if I have access to Tucson, I'm gonna try the Everdread spot, and maybe it's way out of logic, and you just forfeit, and you get back with your life.
By the way, we didn't even get in a prediction before I knew it. Unknown zipped past those enemies, was up at Gygus, and Mini Barf is the assistant, and that is a nasty assistant, I would say. What do you think?
Yeah, he's gonna puke. He's gonna cause you to miss. So, being nauseated has the same miss of crime, but Staticpulse is through it. He's to the second phase.
Okay. Fair. Tolmar says nasty, maybe not difficult. Yeah,
I mean, I have hatred in my heart for Trillion Age Sprout. If he was an assistant, yeah. But obviously, Staticpulse is not is doing his best here. 47 HP on Paula. It's kind of risky.
going back for a second take at Starman Jr., who is the boss of Fire Springs. This Gygus is, dare I say, a little spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, dealing a lot of damage with those thunders. Ness is down. Oh, now he's back up with the Horn of Life. But that's who you want protecting Paula, right?
Okay. Whew. We got through second phase. Hopefully Paula has, okay, the Franklin badge. 8 prayers left. Can he do it, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, hello, and pray for Arden's friends. That's a Magicant reference. Or, not Magicant, Moonside reference, obviously. The guy who teleports you around. Unknown is kind of hoping for, like, a real bad interaction for this to happen. I don't think it's going to happen with how Staticpulse is stacked up against this boss, right? I mean, you blink and you miss it. We're 3 prayers down.
Yep, and he had those Horn of Lives on hand, so fix the paralysis on Ness. Looks like he has a excellent chance, barring something crazy happening, of wrapping it up here. So
And let's get our prayers in chat. Let's pray for everybody playing and our commentators. Prayers.
and thoughts. Can't forget the thoughts. Like thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. Nano with their own custom emote for prayers. Love it, love it.
Okay, here we are. Final. Eight.
So by the darkness, I think that means there's 2 more.
I think that's it. GG. That was 9.
Okay.
Let's get our GGs in chat for Mr. Static.
And hey, if you have access to the race room, maybe you want to get them in here for commentary or post game talk.
I don't at this moment, but it
Let me see.
because of a technical thing. But if you can get into the Discord channel for this, then I think it should be there. Okay, and then time is right at U1. So
A couple of
1 hour,
milliseconds.
1 minute.
Damn, that's a fast time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone should be impressed with that time.
Oh yeah, Static, really solid player. Always coming in near the top of our weekly races. If you're watching this and you want to play this weekly with a group of really awesome people, you can join our Discord. Which you know, maybe there's a link to it somewhere. Link is down below. So yeah, we can teach you how to set it up and stuff.
Nano Bright says I'll be facing Unknown in my challenger bracket. Good luck. Unknown was no slouch in this game.
Yep. Now he's making his way through the Cave of the Past. Monotoli would have given us the bubble gum, it looks like. So that was, yeah, winners was not going to happen. Ooh, it looks like both players kind of ran out of repels here. Oh yeah, Unknown, very solid racer too. You know, had a little bit of bad luck in the seed, and if it weren't for that, you know, they'd be just neck and neck right now. So
yeah, Nanobite. If you had to fight one of these two, there's no good option, right? Hey, Staticpulse, how do you feel? Congratulations on your win.
Oh, thank you very much.
Staticpulse, how do you feel?
Thank you. Overall, that seemed like a pretty slow seed. Wasn't sure if I was slow or was just the seed that was long.
Compared to last night's, it seemed to like go by really fast. So I don't think so. So if you look back and how it kind of played out was that you went for the arcade, which showed you that the Hawkeye was going to be part of the seed. So you had that knowledge when you went through Pyramid that you should just kind of go on through Dungeon Man and get on down to Deep Darkness. Whereas Unknown, he saw that. Yeah, he was like, okay, I got the cabin key, I got happy, we're going for it, and so zipped off to happy, and then had to loop back around through the pyramid. So you
Yeah.
definitely had an edge through that. So
Okay. Yeah, having to double dip pyramid's real rough, especially if the pyramid's early, and also if I happen to end up going to South Winters, I try and get all the key items I can up front, so I don't have to try and minimize going through those long areas twice.
mm-hmm. Exactly. I feel the same way. And yeah, you played it really well. I mean, really no hiccups. I don't think I saw you take a death at all.
That's the biggest thing I would say about your gameplay. It was smooth from start to finish. Like everything you went out to do, you did it perfectly. Right? What do you think, Q?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know if I'd say perfectly. I did take on the arcade boss early and died there, although I intentionally I didn't know if it was going to be easy enough to win at more or less base level and equipment nests or not. I did manage to get through the Frank fight at least, which got me some extra EXP and money to get the applicate item without much hassle.
You're right. Yeah, so I misspoke. You did have that early death to the arcade, kind of feeling it out because it didn't really seem like that Yes Man Jr. was that hard. I think they were kind of hitting for maybe 19 or 20. So it seemed like the Frank and the assistant could be doable. Um, but yeah, when it's department store spook, I mean that's always a little bit of a challenge with the PSI attacks.
Yeah, I didn't. I got through the Frank fight. Very luckily with those smashes. Otherwise, I think I was only doing like 9 damage. So the smashes really pulled through for me. But having department store spook next, I didn't think it was going to be worth my time trying to plow through it with just solo nests at that point. I think the damage, and I didn't have enough PP to really keep nest going um, against department store spook and strong PSI attacks.
Static, how did you feel about the flags for this round? Did they
Um,
hinder you? What did you do to overcome them or use them to your advantage?
so I would say I didn't play much different than normal. Having the all your assist PSI learned early is great, but it can be a bit of a mixed bag with um, the extended PSI, since you're not necessarily guaranteed. Say Paula having the PSI shield, if Nessa and Pooh have it, and you don't have Pooh, then you have no way to cover all the kids. Um, Paralyze and hypnosis and brain shock. If you don't get Jeff early, you may not necessarily have those status effects to throw around at bosses vulnerable to them. Um, I remember I did at least remember at the last second to check Ness's assist just in case he had brain shock, which he thankfully did because Gygas's freeze was hitting really hard, harder than I thought he would, given Paula
Mhm.
had over she had her like around 120 HP and was still taking tons of damage. So that was a little scary. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pull through with how hard they were getting hit, but it worked out, thankfully. Especially that brain shock really pulled through.
It did, yeah. I think that was definitely the game changer for your Gygas fight because I was surprised. I mean, even that mini barf with the nausea that happens, and every turn you're just getting hit for like 20, and then it's like you just have to get through that first round because you're just getting pummeled otherwise.
Yeah, and
So
especially with the extended PSI, I didn't have a whole lot of great PSI to throw at the mini barf. You didn't have freeze. Only Paula had bomb. I didn't want to use Ness's PSI for offense because you really want to keep him around for healing in the later phases. So I was relying on physical attacks, and nausea not only does it do the damage, but it also reduces your accuracy, like crying. So that getting hit with that on Paula doesn't really matter aside from her just having low HP, but Pooh getting hit with it also really hurt his offense output, especially since he had the King of Swords. So I was hoping to rely on him to really do the damage while Ness was keeping Paula and everyone else alive as best as he could.
hmm yeah, well,
So,
gee. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
yeah,
yes.
no, I was about to say the same thing. Good game, Staticpulse.
Thank you. Yeah, it was it was a pretty good seed, if a long one, but glad glad everything worked out as it did, and looks like is gonna hopefully finish up here soon. So good luck to him for
Yeah,
his rest of his Gygus fight.
I mean, he was just nipping at your heels. It's not. He didn't play a bad game, to be honest.
Ooh, getting a little dicey here for unown.
Oh yeah, it's looking like it. Yeah, the seed was somewhat linear. You kind of wanted to get. You had multiple items you could get up front, but they all kind of funneled you into that deep darkness. After the pyramid, and then there wasn't a whole lot of variation after that. So I'm not too surprised he was very close behind me. If he didn't double dip pyramid, he might have pulled ahead even. I think he's not that far behind me, so it definitely will have to watch his back and see how else everything played out. But it seemed like it would have been a pretty close one, given everything that happened.
Is there anything that you would have done different?
Anything that I would have done different? Well, with the power of hindsight, I wouldn't have dipped Colt House before checking on the cabin kids, since they had Franklin badge. So I just had to turn right around and go back in. I think the thing I needed to do a little better was my stuttering. It took quite a few fights in Giant Step and the Pyramid just due to that. Wasn't very effective in getting around those hieroglyphics, and I think I also got back attacked by some slugs or something in Giant Step, so definitely need to work on that a little bit. Otherwise, I can't really think of anything else. Thankfully, there wasn't any like out of depth tent or Everdread to worry about. Sometimes those can sneak up on you. That's also why I saved in Threed when I did, just in case the tent defeated me. So I probably would have started back at Deep Darkness actually at that point, but yeah,
Well,
overall I think it was fairly solid showing.
yeah, I think so as well. GG's, Static. Sorry, I had the hiccups.
It's okay. If we can get our GGs in chat for unown, man, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat was looking pretty dicey there at the end. He came
Yeah,
through.
we were
He
both
came
like,
through.
oh, this could go either way.
Yeah, but he did good. He did really good.
Are you ready for your next opponent, Static?
Who is my next opponent? I haven't looked at the who won the other round of my bracket yet.
Oh, the bracket? The bracket. I will tell you.
Show some the bracket.
Oh man, this is I should know the answer, but I don't. I'm sorry. My bad. Let's see.
No, I think I can pull it up. Just a second. Satake looks like. Okay. Yeah, I'll need to see how they did against Nanobite, and it'll definitely depend on what the flags are.
Hello.
As to whether I'll need to. Hello,
I
GG's.
know. GG's.
GG's.
If it wasn't for that wipe at Fire Springs, I don't know how close we were though.
You guys were pretty close. I think the biggest difference, wipe at Fire Springs, but also double dipping the pyramid. Static was able to avoid that because you got that teleport to Happy Happy, and you were like, "See ya."
Yeah,
Going
because I
to
wasn't
Happy-
expecting, to have to double dip through all that.
Exactly, and Static chose to go to arcade. Took an early wipe, went back, defeated it, and then the mayor is who had the Hawkeye. So that kind of tipped him off that, like, okay, yeah, when I go through the pyramid, I'm just gonna head on through Dungeon Man to get off to Deep Darkness. So that was, you guys really had a pretty early like route divergence. So
Yeah,
very different on
normally
both sides of the screen.
normally I would clear Onet first, but when I was like seeing signs to go to Scaraba, I was like, I'm not gonna do what I normally do. I'm just gonna like go with the flow, and I guess that ended up beating me.
Honestly, you were about 2 minutes behind, so that's not a lot.
Yeah,
Not
it was interesting because you got Giant Step first, and you guys both got Lilliput, around the same time. So it was a very good race, and yeah, GG's to you both.
yeah.
GG's
GG's.
So
to you both.
Good to see you,
Unknown
Netsrocker.
will be heading to the danger bracket and playing. Gosh.
I think the bracket is on screen at the moment. Thank you, Temple, who is restreaming this. Thank you to Temple. Everybody thank Temple.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the restream.
Temple, we love you, Temple. Thank you.
Shout outs to Temple. Shout outs to the restreamers, commentators, everybody taking a part in all this. It's a good
I
time.
believe Nano. 07. Get your 07s in chat, please, for Temple.
Oh.
There we go.
I
Okay. Well,
just stopped in for commentary apropos of nothing.
yeah, Nest Rocker, thanks for bringing your radio quality voice to my janky commentary. Much appreciated
Oh no,
by me, by everybody.
you're so
and
good, Kill.
and thanks. Um, You're welcome, Temple. Temple is restreaming. We're gonna let him get on with his night. GG's to both the racers. You should follow both of them. Great racers in Scramble. Come join our Discord. Come play a weekly with us. And we will see you guys at the next race. And just hit the notification to know, because that will tell you when we're live next, which will be at the next race.
We're out.